As you may know by now, V6s can be the best mix of affordable, reliable, easy to work on, and easy to find. So these days, you've got more options for getting a fun, fast, 4-seater V6 than to stand outside of the nearest R35 GTR owner's house with your $1,000 offer for hours like...
Open the door or I'm gonna throw rocks through your windows, you dumb whore.
So for today, here are 7 or more of the best V6 American sedans for daily driving. Huge thank you to Wood4371 for requesting this video. Here's my usual car disclaimer. Let me know what cars I missed here, and please let me know what videos you want to see. Now, starting off with numero 1, we've got the 2014 to 2020 Chevy Impalas, which seem to cost around $10,000 to $16,000. These have 3.6 V6s making just over 300 horsepower, which is definitely not Chevy SS power, but for something as modestly priced and presented as these are, it's pretty good. The exterior also looks pretty good in my eyes. The largest obvious downside, though, is that hideous steering wheel design. I've read some people vaguely say these are unreliable because of timing chain issues, but really, those issues were common with the older pre-2012 Impalas, and afterwards were fixed from everything else I had seen. These Impalas do have good reliability records, and the cousin Buick LaCrosses looked better, but didn't come with V6s, and the Impala's other cousin is a good option, but I made it a separate item on the list. And as that separate item, next is the Cadillac XTS. I just talked about the naturally aspirated V6 these share with the Impalas, but my focus for these is the V-Sport version, which came with a turboed 3.6-liter V6. This brought its engine numbers up to 410 horsepower and 370 pound-feet of torque. Arguably, these don't have lip-biting looks, especially for a Cadillac, but with a comfortable interior, snail twins under the hood, and an otherwise pretty great car for the price, there's gotta be some sacrifice, and just getting those looks is not all that bad. For anyone who watched the last 2 Chevy entries and thought, "What the hell is even that?" We do also have the Charger SXTs and GTs. It's all right. I know anyone who doesn't usually like Dodges would probably be quick to argue that the reliability on these can't be any good, but actually, like most cars regardless of the brand, with definite exceptions, these can be very reliable with regular maintenance with an average amount of random bad eggs. The SXTs also might look pretty average, and if you showed up for Mima's 90th birthday in one, there's a 50-50 chance she'd say, "I love your Honda Accord." But the GTs have a much better looking front end, and neither of them look all that bad. Hitting halfway through the list, we've got the 18 to 20 Buick Regal GS. The lower trim 4-cylinder Regals and previous gen turbo 4-cylinder Regal GS seem pretty popular and reliable too, and are both decent value for the money if you're okay not getting a V6. And even though these newer GSs could be semi-hard to find and cost more, they've got an awesome combo of daily ability and another quick acceleration. I could understand why some people would say these look boring, but honestly, for something as decently comfortable and low-key as these, I really like the looks inside and out. There are other fast cars on the list, but in my mind, these GSs still achieve sleeper status with a 5.40 to 60 with a 300 horsepower output, and when these are for sale, they really don't seem to go for too much. Just be careful if you get one of these. Apparently, it's not too uncommon for owners to lose their cool and lash out irrationally after way too often having to hear, "Oh, that's not a Buick. That's not a Buick." The next entry is one I've talked about multiple times in past videos, so I'll keep it quick. 3800s. Now, moving on to the next one, Alright, I realize you might be new or you might have not seen my other videos, so I'll put details about the 3800s on the screen for a sec. I don't know about you, I'm a pretty slow reader, so I'd probably have to pause the video. Alright, if you're good, I'm gonna keep going now. Freaking Cadillacs. I know I already talked about the XTSs, but for anyone who wants a V6 sedan and happens to have enough dough to start a small bakery, I can't see how you wouldn't choose a CT4V Blackwing or a CT5V. Both of these have great looks, though not as good as the S-tier CTS V3. Awesome twin-turbo V6s making serious power in the CT4 and good power in the CT5. And the CT4 Blackwings even come with an extra pedal and a fun stick to make everything that much better. Another high-end V6 caddy is the CT6, which looks pretty good with a focus on luxury, and if your budget is on the smaller side, there are a ton of V6 caddies out there that are great value for the money, like the first, second, and third gen CTSs and ATSs. These are all easy to find, have decent to good looks, have a level of comfort any retired 85-year-old's hindquarters would donate their prunes to sit on, and from what I've seen, they've pretty much all got good reliability reps. I'll still say always do your own research on a car instead of just trusting me or anybody else, but any of these can be very promising leads. And no, I don't receive any financial compensation from Cadillac. I'd really love a car though. And speaking of the top 5 haired mammals that stand over 7 feet tall, next is the 2017-19 Ford Fusion Sport. These have over 300 horsepower and pretty close to 400 pound-feet of torque from a 2.7-liter twin-turbo V6, so they can hit 60 in just a touch over 5 seconds. Other twin-snail Ford options are the Taurus SHO with a 3.5-liter V6 and the Lincoln MKZ 3-liter turbo. These Lincolns hit 60 in just 4.8 seconds in their all-wheel drive version. They look better than the Fusions to me and are probably slightly more comfortable. Downsides are the MKZs are harder to find than the Fusions, but the prices seem pretty much the same between the two. Either way though, all 3 of these are great options, and if you want something bigger, some Lincoln Continentals had turboed 3-liter V6s too. They're more expensive though, so if you show up offering $13,000 for one, don't be too surprised when the seller's like,
I'm sorry, sir. It's time for you to leave.
And so it is.
Foreign honorable mentions are Toyotas like the Camry, Lexuses, Hondas, G37s. Yeah, honestly, there's a ton. Let me know which of these is best. I'd probably have to go with the CT4 Blackwing, ignoring the fact that I'm too broke for one. As always, thank you very much for watching. It means a lot, and I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.